On the court, there was no questioning his game.
He's got one of the best forehands around.
Really big forehand.
I knew Armistead was a great tennis player. He was probably ranked at the time the top 1, 2, or 3 in the nation.
He could have played with anybody and would have won. He was just on fire.
Off the court, there is no questioning his character.
And one of the fairest guys that ever played tennis.
No one in my experience meets the measures of effort, integrity, and good sportsmanship better than Armistead Neely.
I was really more in awe when I met him of what a humble and modest man he is.
And you can't knock his longevity either.
I've traveled all around the world with him, and the one thing you don't want to do with Armistead is go sightseeing. He will drag you through more stuff and, just relentless. It's almost like practicing with him.
Armistead Neely is a great representative of Georgia tennis by any measuring stick. Though not a native, Neely has made his mark in Georgia through his fabulous run of national seniors titles. He's made his living teaching the game and even tolerating Johnny Mack from his tournament director chair. Most of all, he's made a lot of friends in tennis along the way.
Armistead is a tennis person. He loves to talk tennis, whether it's the history of tennis or just talk tennis in general. And I loved listening to his stories. Back when he was on the tour, I guess he was at Wimbledon in London, or playing one of the events in Australia, he met one of my childhood heroes who was trying to make it back on the tour, one of the great Aussies, Lou Hode. And Lou Hode befriended Armistead and says, would you be interested in going out tonight to have a few beers at a pub? So Armistead said, by all means. So they went out that night. He said, listen to Lou Hode talk tennis and tell their great old Aussie tennis stories for hours and hours. And that's Armistead. He just loves tennis.
We were in Germany. He befriended the ball boys. I mean, he would spend extra time hitting some with the ball boys and talking to them and making them feel like they were something special and not just out there to fetch balls for the players, but he made them feel special. And it's a good thing. We were competing against the German. The ball boys were helpful, and they were kind of pulling for Army too a little bit.
Armistead Neely had a remarkable juniors and collegiate career. He played Junior Davis Cup and won USTA National Juniors titles. He also lit up the SEC as both a singles and doubles champion at the University of Florida.
When I think back over the years to what Armistead meant to the University of Florida and to Gator tennis, I think of 3 words: leadership, determination, and sportsmanship. At the SEC tournament in Baton Rouge, Florida won the SEC title with a nearly perfect 35 out of 36 points. Several of the old guard SEC tennis coaches later told me that the 1969 team rivaled the great undefeated Tulane teams of 1950s and 60s.
A steady 6-year professional career followed, but after leaving the men's tour in 1977, he didn't stop there.
We started the satellite circuits together, and he was the original guy that the guys chose as the president of the Satellite Players Association. And he put together the original 8 tournaments down in Florida of our circuit. And if he hadn't have done that, we really wouldn't have had satellite tennis as we know it today. I was fortunate to work with him on that, and turned out about 10,000 guys came to Florida in the winter to play. They all told us we should get real jobs, but we said we liked tennis better, and so we wanted to play.
What hasn't Armistead Neely won or done? He's won 9 USTA National Senior Singles titles and 13 more in doubles. He's played and won international team events and has won international doubles titles.
Armistead and I were playing the doubles together, and we had one in particular in Saarbrücken, Germany, and he could have played with anybody and would have won. He was just on fire, playing so well. It was an exhibition of clay court tennis.
Without argument or exception, Armistead Neely will always be remembered for his love and his respect for the game. But most of all, he'll be inducted for the gentlemanly and cordial way he's carried himself between the white lines over a 50-year career.
I think I had an expectation and was a little bit awestruck by his accomplishments and thought that he was going to have an ego, I guess. And I was really more in awe when I met him of what a humble and modest man he is, and just how kind and compassionate a person he is. And when I worked for him for a year at Country Club of the South, I really had a lot of fun. I got to know Army and Alice. And at the time, I was personally burned out on playing tennis. I had played in college and I thought my day was done and I wasn't really going to do much more with the sport except teach. And Army really got me back on track and got me back into playing and working hard and enjoying playing the game. And he coached me some. He played mixed doubles with me, which was a lot of fun, having a great partner like him. But he really rejuvenated my love of tennis, and that, I really owe him for that.
And we just hit it off really well. He's very easy to play with, and when you make mistakes, he's always there.
And of all of his great partners, there's an undeniable number one.
Over the last 25 years, I've got to know Armistead quite well. And I would say probably Armistead would say his biggest plus is his wife, Alice.
Army and Alice have been a wonderful mode of support for me. If anything good happened in my life, I could always call Army, call Alice too, but I could always call Army and Alice and tell them what was happening and receive nothing but encouragement from them. If anything bad happened in my life, I might get a note from Army just to boost me up when I lived out of state, or I might get a phone call, or I might call them and they would offer incredible encouragement and support to me. I really love them as parents. They were both in my husband and my wedding. They were instrumental in setting us up in our marriage. And I just feel very blessed to have an extra set of parents in my life like Armistead and Alice.
Congratulations to Armistead Neely, a 2008 inductee into the Georgia Tennis Hall of Fame.